poi dancing with the Fantastic Four. I've gone so deep down this rabbit hole in the past couple months, and I'd love to share it with you. Drex here from DrexFactor.com, bringing you poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain. And today we are doing a deep dive into all the footwork that you can do to really pull out the amazing potential of the Fantastic Four. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow Toys, Pyroterra Light Toys, LMF Props, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these amazing companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. So I cannot count the number of times that I have taught somebody how to do the Fantastic Four. And this in itself is not going to be a tutorial on how to do the trick. It's a tutorial on what you can do with the trick. So in the interest of that, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description to a tutorial on how to do the Fantastic Four so you can kind of bone up on the knowledge that you're going to need for this tutorial and everything. And I'll go ahead and link to it up in the cards if you're watching this on YouTube. But suffice it to say that it's really, really easy to get stuck in a place when we're doing the Fantastic Four where we're doing that thing that I sometimes pejoratively refer to as a tech tree. That is, do you see how I'm just kind of sitting here with my feet riveted down on the ground? Especially with a move that travels around this much, it almost feels like, you know, kind of a tragedy that such a dynamic move is rooted so deeply here. And I mean, granted, there are some people that might find some comfort in having such a deeply rooted move and everything, but I think we have some other possibilities, and I've been playing around with them a lot in the past month. And it should be said, there was also an aha moment for me in there that I'd love to share with you all, because it does have a huge impact on how we get to move our feet with our poi here. Okay, so here is the basic info you're going to need to have in your back pocket as we explore the Fantastic Four today. I've seen a lot of people over the years do this thing where they will go ahead and, as they're doing the Fantastic Four, they'll do this little cross step. And I will confess that for years I was struggling with how to do this. And finally the aha moment for me happened when I realized that the poi end that basically wraps around your leg, that is, it's the thumb end when coming from my right side, it's the pinky end when coming from my left side, whichever leg that is wrapping around has to be in front or kind of equal stance with the other leg. That is, if I'm going to cross up my legs here and cross over from my right to my left, then the foot that I'm crossing around has to be splayed further forward and off to the left than the other foot. I was trying to do it at first the other way, and I could not understand for the life of me why it wasn't working. So really the information that you need to have at this point is just whichever foot you're going to wrap around with your leading poi has to be the foot that is in front, okay? That is the key information for today. So the place we're going to start off with this is just with a basic two-step. Thai Foods, that is Ty Rochford, makes a good use of teaching the two-step as a basic dance move when dealing with poi stuff and everything. And as it turns out, the Fantastic Four is kind of a perfect fit for this basic dance style. A two-step, if you would like a little bit of refresher, is just this idea that we're going to step out and back every 2 count. So, for example, I can step out to my left, 1, 2, out to my right, 3, 4. So basically with our two-step, we want to drill stepping forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, stepping diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, stepping to the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, stepping back on the diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, and stepping straight back, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? Now here's the thing you might be noticing. In each and every one of those cases, we wind up with one foot in front of the other. And this is going to be a big help for dealing with the Fantastic Four. So let's actually try going through all of those positions with the Fantastic Four in tow. I am not going to force you to stick to music on this one because I think just getting the steps and the poi together is a difficult enough step in itself. But here's how it goes, right? So starting off by going forwards, we're going to think 5, 6, 7, 8, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's try that again. And 5, 6, 7, 8, we think 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're back, yeah? Now we can do it off to the diagonal, thinking, trying to get the countdown right here. And 5, 6, 7, 8, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah? And we're back to our Superman here. Then we think off to the sides, and it'll be 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So things get a little bit interesting when we head to the back side, because all of a sudden the foot that's stepping is not the one that we're wrapping the poi around. We kind of have to reverse things up in our head and everything. There's a couple ways that you can deal with that. Number one is after you go out to the sides here, going left and then right, you can stop in the Superman for a second and then go back to doing your 2 steps. Or, I think the less disruptive way to go about this is actually to introduce cross steps. That is, when you're stepping off to the left, it doesn't have to be the left foot that does it. You could just as easily reach out with the right foot. Now, what that means is that it's going to be the right foot that is going to be wrapped around off to the left side, which can be a little confusing. But overall, I think it becomes less confusing when we're flipping front and back, right? So, for instance, as we are rolling around here and we have that left step and right step, now if I have my left step behind me, it makes it so that I can very easily switch back and forth to where I want to be without missing the overall rhythm of it or having to drop back into the Superman, yeah? And of course, it should be said that also opens us up to a host of drills that we can do with our cross steps too. So for example, I can play off the front here thinking 5, 6, 7, 8, and go right off to the left, left off to the right, right off to the left, left off to the right, yeah? And of course, I can mix and match this. So I can, for example, think that I'm going to cross over right to the front and then right behind, right to the front and then right behind. Feels a little bit less like a regular 2-step at that point, but it also is kind of cool to me in that we're kind of going back and forth between these 2 diagonals forward and backwards, you know? So it should be said that while I think the 2-step is a great learning tool for getting basic footwork down and everything, I also don't think that the rhythm of it is a perfect fit for the Fantastic Four. Like, I don't count the Fantastic Four in my head as a 1, 2, 3, 4. I count it as a 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2. 3 and 4. So in my mind, the footwork becomes less a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, and it becomes a step, ball, change, yeah? Which winds up giving you footwork that looks a little bit more like this. Yeah, you see the difference there? It becomes step, ball, change, step, ball, change, step, ball, change, step, ball, change. So your feet wind up doing just a little bit more work and you rock back and forth across them and everything, but for my money, it just makes it so much easier to count, you know? And this kind of leads us, of course, to that first Fantastic Four footwork thing that I started exploring a couple months ago and had that aha moment of, oh, it's all about which foot is in front. This, to me, feels pretty cool, and it also sets up another intriguing possibility. So the other possibility that this does set up with our footwork and everything is we can do a pas de bourree, or as it's sometimes called a grapevine step. Because again, it is that place where we're moving around in such a way that we're moving back and forth between which foot is in front and which foot is behind. We're going to take up a lot of room as we do this though, simply because that's what the Fantastic Four does. So I'm going to take a couple steps back here, but let me guide you through this here. If I start from over here, I'm going to be thinking that I'm going to step right foot in front, open, right foot behind, open, right foot in front, open, right foot behind, open. Yeah? So, with the Fantastic Four, it looks like this. If I get going, I'm going to think in 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. And right in front, right behind, right in front, right behind. Pretty cool, huh? So clearly there's a lot that we can do with our Fantastic Fours, isn't there? I would love to see what interesting ideas this brings to your mind out there. Go ahead and post some video of yourself doing some footwork with your Fantastic Fours to Instagram and tag me. I am Poi, and I would love to see what you come up with out there. Also, for those of you out there who are super interested in learning more about TwoSteps and their application for poi dance, I highly recommend you check out some of Thai Foods' work, specifically the wonderful workshop that he taught at DrexFest this year, and of course his YouTube channel, both of which I will link to down in the description. Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe so that other people can find this lesson and hopefully find it helpful as well. I also just want to put out a huge thank you because this video would not be possible without the wonderful support of these nice folks right here, as well as those whose names are listed down in the description as well. These are my wonderful supporters on Patreon, and they make this video and all the videos on this channel possible. If you would like to sign up to support the work that I'm doing, I would really appreciate it, but I understand if you don't have the means. But if you do, please head on over to patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi and sign up. You can get early access to all of my content as well as a say in what topics I tackle in the future. Please and thank you, and yeah, enjoy playing around with those Fantastic Fours.